Some tattooers step into this craft with 1 foot in and 1 foot out, but not Gus Brady. From the moment he walked into a shop as a kid, he knew that this was it. 6 years in, he's carrying forward the bold, clean, and saturated language of traditional tattooing with the kind of dedication that makes you pay attention. Before we go deeper, I want to pause and explain something. The first episode of New Blood featured 2 artists, Bryce Miller and Texas Jonah. It was a strong start, but I realized that format didn't give either of them the space that I really would have liked to. From here on out, New Blood is shifting to a single artist spotlight so we can dive into one story, one style, and one approach at a time. Bryce and Jonah will both return for their own full-length spotlights in future episodes because their work deserves the same depth you're about to see with Gus. Welcome to Skin and Story. Gus's story starts early. He was only 8 years old when he tagged along to a relative's tattoo appointment. For most kids, it would have just been an afternoon errand, but for Gus, it was something different. Whether it was the flash covering the walls, the buzz of the machines, or the smell of the green soap in the air, it all hit him at once. That spark never left. But being fascinated is one thing, and committing to the craft is another. Gus kept chasing that feeling through his teens and into adulthood, drawing, painting, and studying until he finally stepped into the role he'd been aiming for all along. Now, 6 years in, he works with a steady hand and the same sense of gratitude he felt when he first walked into that shop as a kid. For him, tattooing isn't a side gig or a passing phase. It's the thing he dreamed about, and he treats it like the responsibility that it is. When I sat down with Gus in June, he tattooed my left elbow with a gator head. The elbow is one of those unforgiving spots. But Gus brought it to life with bold greens, deep blacks, and sharp reds that really make it pop. The eye is what locks it all together. It's bright, watchful, and fierce. Proof that even on a joint where weaker tattoos collapse, his work holds strong. That same clarity shows up in his eagle forearm tattoo. The feathers are stacked like armor plates, every group outlined to stay readable from across the room. The yellow talons curl with purpose, and even with flowers in the background, the bird commands the whole composition. It's patriotic without being cliché, rooted in the same strength that traditional eagle tattoos have carried for over a century. Wildlife is clearly a thread that runs through Gus's portfolio. His bear and trout tattoo is a snapshot straight out of Montana. Jaws clamped down, trout twisting, fins flaring with color. The bear's stare is locked in, not just angry, but hungry. That makes it feel like the whole scene could leap right off the skin. But Gus isn't just about wildlife or power pieces. His skeleton-panther fusion pulls 2 classics into one dramatic piece. The bone-white skull locked into a panther's black fur, claws raking forward with those electric red scratch marks. It's high drama, but it's still as clean and readable as if it's on a flash sheet. And then there's Gus's humor, a corn dog tattoo, already bitten into. It stands out because it's so simple. Nothing is overworked, nothing is extra, just a funny, sharp little design that'll last forever. Or take the Mr. Natural Devil in orange robes, sprinting forward like he's charging into a cartoon brawl. Both of those tattoos show just how Gus can swing between the serious and the playful without losing the traditional backbone. Even his smaller designs carry weight. A red lock and key tattoo sits clean and bold on the back of a neck, simple enough to recognize instantly, strong enough to hold for decades. And the hannya mask, framed by curling Japanese-style waves. Its blue skin set against burning eyes shows another side of Gus's range. It draws from Japanese tattoo imagery, but filtered through his bold, saturated style, fitting neatly into the rhythm of a larger bodysuit without ever getting lost. Every one of these tattoos, whether it's a back piece in progress or a little corn dog flash, is done with the same attention to bold outlines, saturated color, and placement that respects the body. That consistency is what makes Gus stand out in a field where too many tattooers forget that the small tattoos matter just as much as the big ones. When you step back from the individual tattoos, a few things about Gus's style become clear. He works inside a disciplined palette. Bold black for anchors, saturated reds to pull the eye, warm yellows to lift, and open skin when the design needs to breathe. He doesn't chase effects, he chases readability. That's why his tattoos look strong the day they're made, and will still look strong in 10 or 20 years. But style isn't just color choice. It's the decisions you make over and over again. Gus draws silhouettes that hold their shape, even on a tough spot like an elbow or a moving forearm. He shades to support the outline rather than compete with it. And he paints his flash with the same economy he tattoos, which is why his designs look ready to wear without heavy translation. Philosophically, Gus isn't trying to reinvent the wheel. He's tattooing the way it should be done, one client at a time, one piece at a time, because it matters. That's why he approaches every tattoo as if it's the only tattoo. It means an ankle banger gets the same care as a back piece. It means a small lock and key is treated with as much seriousness as an eagle span in the arm. That philosophy shows through, not just in the work, but in the way people talk about getting tattooed by him. 6 years in, and Gus Brady is proving that traditional tattooing is alive and well in Montana. From playful flash to full back pieces, he's carrying the tradition with a steady hand, a clear eye, and a respect for the work that came before him. He's not chasing trends or trying to outsmart the classics. He's tattooing them the way they should be tattooed: bold, readable, and built to last. If you find yourself anywhere near Yellowstone or Montana, put him on your list. Step into his shop, pick something off the wall, or bring him an idea. And you'll walk out with a tattoo that looks like it belongs, because Gus makes every piece feel like the only one that matters. I'd like to thank Gus for allowing me to use his photos and for giving me the opportunity to tell his story. The legacy of traditional tattooing lives in our skin and in our story. Thanks for being here.